Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood, Spider-Man, 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 friendly neighborhood, Spider-Man. Guys, welcome back to episode 3 of The Movie Teacher. I am so happy to finally be talking about the first ever movie I have seen as a child. I think, the moment we're born, we forget the movie we watched before we popped out of the stomach. Some other movie we were in for sure. And we saw a lot of beautiful things that we can't maybe remember. But when you come out of the stomach and you walk around the world, and then at the age of 3 you're in your grandmother's living room and you're taking a bite of some rice in the bowl, and then you look at the TV and you see Spidey upside down in the alley making out with Mary Jane, and you're like, whoa, now that's something I was attracted to growing up. I loved that scene. And it's weird how my eyes just looked at that mini TV in this big living room, literally at that scene. I don't know why that scene stuck out to me. I mean, I'd love to do what Spider-Man did with Mary Jane there in the rain, but I can't complain, because even if I don't get to experience that specific thing, I love Peter Parker and Mary Jane for the acting that they did with these characters. I think they're amazing human beings, and I think they had to go through so much in life to get to this state of expressing this love on camera. Yes, it may not be real in this state of life, they're not really a couple, but they have beauty in their actions which stem from some percentage of love, even though it might be looking like lust. However, that's the first movie I ever watched as a child. So I was like, yo, Spider-Man is the man that I want to be one day when I grow up. And I think it got to the level where I had an uncle, and he was really chill. So he took me, I think, I don't know how, but basically I have another memory after that. I'm sitting in his cool black car, and in the back, and it's like a mini sports car, and he has this passenger seat of a bubble version of Spider-Man, in that inflatable version of Spider-Man. He's like, okay, I have an idea. I got this for you. We're going to put it in the car. And he's trying to mess around in Canada, right? He's like, yo, we're going to drive around, and on the red lights, we're going to look beside the thing. I think Spider-Man just released back then. This is 99 maybe. I was born in 97. So he's like, we're going to see what people react when they see the Spider-Man in the passenger seat on the red light. What's going to happen? He was just doing those social type of experiment pranks that we see on YouTube today, but without even knowing it back then. And he's trying to get me to experience some cool reality through his creative imagination of being an uncle. And it was so amazing to have that experience. And then my grandfather takes me one day to Walmart, and there's a McDonald's there, a giant McDonald's in Square One. For anyone who's Canadian, you know that mall, Square One. We go to Walmart, I go up the escalators, and basically I turn around, and there's a big M sign. And I've seen this McDonald's before. My grandma usually gets me the Sunday ice cream on a Sunday, or usually the milkshake with a fish fillet burger and an apple pie as a dessert. Anyways, but I'm not going with grandma this time. I'm going with grandpa, and he's now taking me to this, because they just know I love Spider-Man, right? So they're all just trying to help me live my childhood dream of being around spider energy or something. So guess what happens? I just turn after the escalator, and I see an action guy just doing shh. I see a guy literally looks like Spider-Man. He's dressed up in the whole outfit, okay? And I'm like, yo, holy moly macaroni, what's going on right now? This is too good to be true. I mean, I don't know what I was thinking back then, but I was just in awe, wow. And then he had this thing on his hand, I could see yo, this is not legit, but it looks like he actually spraying this stuff out, these colorful spider webs or whatever. And I don't know if I got the chance to go up to him and take a picture or anything like that. Back then, I don't even know if we had smartphones and picture cameras. But it was just so beautiful to have that experience. I have that vivid memory. And man, I loved movies. I really did, and I do, and I always will. And one day I'm going to teach my kids about the love of life that you can learn from, entertaining movies that have deep educational wisdom and knowledge within them that no one knows about. But the man talking on the camera. Now, I am Spider-Man, okay? I really am. And I've done a lot of crazy things like Spider-Man in my life, but maybe not with the costume of Spider-Man, not with the web power of Spider-Man, but I had a different power of, like he had this type of power with the web, I had it with my tongue. And I've basically done what superheroes do. What do superheroes do? They help humanity. I got the chance to help humanity because these movies planted a seed within me that there are people in New York City or wherever they are in the world and they need support in something. So use your greatest gift from God. So for Spider-Man, for Peter Parker, it was his web, because it was just like if you think about it, if you remember the scene from Spider-Man 1, he's literally in this laboratory for school projects. And thanks to school, he goes to this, science lab for like a school field trip, and then basically the spider comes out of nowhere and it just bites him. So that's a blessing from God, but I think it was all because he was freaking out for the woman he loved, right, or loves, Mary Jane, not this. I'm talking about the beautiful woman who's portraying a character called Mary Jane in the film, right? I don't know her actress name, I'm not so well in that area, but comment below if you know the name of the real actress. I kind of feel bad right now because I would probably get offended if I was in a movie, which I am, by the way, but if they don't know my real name, because I'm more than just that character. Anyway, so it's it was just so okay, so this would happen. I think he was trying to take a picture of the woman that is just so like a goddess. She's just so beautiful, and then he freaked out and messed up, and the camera fell, or he tripped, I don't know, then the spider web came down and bit him because of that. So it's you follow your heart, you go and focus on what you love. For him, it was the woman in that moment, and even though something may happen in a way oh my God, it's a blessing in disguise from some higher power. You call it the creator of Spider-Man, some people call it God, some people call it Allah, some people call universe, some people call it spirit, some people call it law of attraction, whatever. The point is, it's this power that blessed this so-called negative thing to happen, but it was a positive thing in disguise because it bit him and may have had pain in the moment, but that pain that you may have felt in life from whatever that could have happened to you, guess what? That pain has a purpose. No pain just happens by accident. Every pain that ever happened, any painful circumstance, any abuse you might have went through. I mean, I was bullied. I suffered from so many different types of abuse in school. Or if there's any trauma, this is all coming from a state of pain, but you perceive that pain to be a problem. What if I told you that pain is not a problem? What if I told you that the pain that we're feeling sometimes in life has a purpose, and that purpose is for us to not run towards pleasure-seeking activities that just temporary give us this relief of the pain, like a quick high on life. No, I'm talking about it has a purpose to take you to peace, because you do not know the beauty and the value of a peaceful state of being if you haven't tasted the reality and the rawness and the wretchedness of pain. So in life, you have to have two sides of the spectrum to appreciate and understand the difference and to see the beauty of being a human being, which you are, the highest form of creation. You have infinite potential, actually greater than Spider-Man and any other superheroes you might have looked up to. So I loved that moment of that film, and I lived this Spider-Man dream as a child, kind of, right? And today, as a 25-year-old man, I mean, I've been to New York City, I've been to so many different countries, and I got to experience the essence of what a superhero does, of what Peter Parker did as Spider-Man. Yes, I'm a normal guy like you're talking to you on a camera, but I've done different things in different ways, and I've got different experiences that if you saw, you wouldn't even recognize it's me, just like no one recognizes Peter Parker or Spider-Man. Because that costume, or that energy, or that aura you're in, or that vibe you're rotating in is there to protect you, so you can be humble and no one can know who's really helping behind the scenes. Is it really you? Was it really Peter Parker? Or was it something else that he allowed to flow to and through him, and he surrendered. Because surrendering is a secret. And I just love Spider-Man so much. I really do. I love it. And you know what? Spider-Man 1 was the coolest, I think. Yeah, but then, Spider-Man 2 was great. I watched it. And, it was alright. Spider-Man 3, I have a memory of watching that in a car road trip with family. And we passed by New York City, interestingly enough. I think, again, I have a vivid memory of, like, the intimate scene that he had in the Spiderweb with Mary Jane. So it's weird how my mind, like, focuses on those things when I'm small. But, you know how they say to kids to cover their eyes? Like, I clearly didn't, alright? But the point is that I don't have, like, too much memory of, like, the actual story of Spider-Man 3. So I'm here right now in Finland, and I'm with this soon-to-be father friend of mine, and he tells me, let's watch Spider-Man 3, because he grew up watching Spider-Man 2, but, like, he doesn't remember 3 too much, and he felt like there's probably some deep mystery that we can uncover together if we watch it. So we did one night, and I want to leave you with the lesson that I learned from Spider-Man 3. And that lesson is this. He's sitting in the bedroom, looking at the window view of New York City. His grandmother walks in the room behind him, and she says, Peter, you have to do the hardest thing that every man in this world must do. Forgive yourself. I forgive me for everything that I have done to me that was bad, that was not healthy, that was abusive. I forgive me wholeheartedly, unconditionally, completely, because I'm in love with me. You need to be forgiving to yourself, loving to yourself, and be grateful to be a human being. Thank you for being you. I love you. And I will see you in my spider web. Peace.